What's up? What's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What's up to all my disruptors? What's up to all my leaders, my future millionaires, my grinders, my investors? What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. We're gonna be in here for a few minutes for this DCA challenge. I want to check in. I actually did my investing yesterday, but if you new and if you've never uh, saw my show, you've never been a part of the DCA challenge, if you don't even know what DCA means, DCA is an abbreviation for dollar cost averaging. And that's something that we're doing all month of August. And today we're going to talk briefly about Bitcoin being in the public domain. It's in the public domain. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And I want to welcome everybody to the show, all my new watchers, subscribers. Just want to tap in for a minute. I will not be here long, but I will be bringing some value while I'm here. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, to all the people that work hard every day at getting better. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I want to be a part of that growth. But I want to talk a little bit about the public domain. Are you familiar with what the public domain is? The public domain is basically when things lose their copyright. Most books are, I think they're 100 years or something like that. I didn't do very adequate research on that because I want to focus on Bitcoin. But I did do a video. I released a short, and it was talking about the scarcity of Bitcoin. And that short, basically, I did an analogy. It actually came from AI, but I did an analogy of the halving of Bitcoin and how the scarcity of it is predictable because it was built into the code. And I used an analogy of candy just to kind of make it more simple because most of us are not techies. So all of this crypto stuff scares most people. I was at dinner last night and my cousin was kind of asking about how are we going to ever make this where it is adopted by the everyday person who doesn't know anything about the blockchain and all that kind of stuff. And once the government, well, we've already adopted it. We have the Genius Act. We have some different laws that's been passed to have it backed by, it's a train out there, to have the FDIC back it, like they back your cash up to 250,000. But it's something called a stable coin. I won't get into that yet, but that's kind of where they will use whatever money you have in the bank, and that money will represent or be represented by equivalent amount of coins. And that will kind of usher people into it. But it's going to take some time. We really in like the very early stages of crypto. We're in the very early stages of it. So it's not, if you are a part of crypto at this early stage, then you are considered like a pioneer almost. Now, well, you're an early adopter. I talked about that too. But let's get into the public domain. What does that mean? What is Bitcoin being in the public domain? What does that mean? What does that mean to you? What that means to us is not only can you save Bitcoin in as a store of value, but you can also use it to make money today. So Bitcoin is very popular amongst a certain group, underground demographic, And you can actually take the Bitcoin logo and put that on merchandise. You can take Bitcoin and do podcasts like I'm doing right now. So I can actually use Bitcoin, the whole subject matter, for merch, podcasts. I can do a movie about it. And the protocol is a peer-to-peer. We all agreed, even though we didn't agree, we know nothing about it. But the Bitcoin investors are okay. We've accepted that this is an open source platform. Anything you want to do with this. So people look at it as like, the only way I can make money on Bitcoin is to invest in it. No, you can literally take Bitcoin and go and print 1,000 shirts and put them on the internet and sell them. And you you never get a cease and desist. You'll never there's no board of directors that's going to come after you. This is literally the gift that keeps giving. It's one of those things. So think about this. I'm going to tell you the 5 most popular books that are in the public domain, meaning there's copyright ran out. And for one, it's Think and Grow Rich. I know if you've heard of it. Most people have heard of Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is by Napoleon Hill. And it was written in 1937. And it's like a self-help money classic. And it still sells all the time. And people reprint it. Like I know Dennis Kimbro, he took Think and Grow Rich and put the Black choice on it. Now, if you don't know who Dennis Kimbro is, you definitely look him up. But Dennis Kimbro wrote, in some kind of way, I'm not sure if he said he knew Napoleon Hill or some way he had met him or something like that. But Dennis Kimbro took the book, reprinted it, renamed it to Think and Grow Rich, the Black choice. And he made millions off of using that title because it's in the public domain. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, I talked about that. That book is in the public domain. It was written in 1910 and it's in the public domain now. So you can take that and you can literally reprint it and put your name on it. You can do ebooks. That's the same way Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is in the public domain. And it started in the public domain. There was never a copyright on it. So Satoshi Nakamoto not only that's another reason it's doing so successful, because just in the subconscious mind of people that are part of Bitcoin, it's one of those platforms where it just keeps giving. It's given in long-term store value, and then it's given in, you can go and make a t-shirt right now and sell it. I can open a store on my podcast and put Bitcoin merch in it. I might do that, but you can do it too. It's the gift that keeps giving. But let's talk about other things that's in the public domain. Like I said, Think and Grow Rich, public domain. You could take that, reprint it, and go sell it. And you don't even have to change anything. You can say the modern Think and Grow Rich, and it won't be any problem. You won't get a cease and desist. You won't get copyright infringement. It's in the public domain. As a Man Thinketh, in the public domain. So one thing about Bitcoin is it is not owned by anyone, and you can make profits today, and then you can make profits generations from now. That's the way it's set up. So that's another thing. I like to when they say follow the money whenever you're trying to find out what people's real motivation was to do something. Follow the money. If you follow the money in this was created in 2008 because of the housing crisis. Remember when in 2008 they inflated all those prices and people were literally doing all types of scams in real estate because you could, because the value was up so high. But really, the house didn't even have to have anything on the inside. They were doing, I know people that got in trouble, they were doing like appraisals and never going in the house. So it was so inflated. All these companies were giving subprime loans to people, and they knew they couldn't afford it. They were doing those arms. If you have had a mortgage, those arms. What was that arm abbreviation for? What was the arm abbreviation for? It was somebody knows it. If you know it, say it in the comments. But yeah, it was these subprime loans, and they knew they couldn't afford it. I remember Lehman Brothers and all these banks had to get bailed out, and they pumped all that money into the market. So that was the first problem. They just created all this money, pumped it in there, saved all these people who who were complicit in the crime in the beginning of giving loans to people they knew couldn't afford it, and then the government came and helped them out with all this money. So that made our money weaker in 2008. And Satoshi Nakamoto said, how am I going to invest my time so I make money with my effort working every day, and then you just create my effort with the click of a mouse? You go to work today and you make 50 an hour, whatever you make, and somebody can go and somebody can go and just create $50 out of the thin air. So it's not matching up. It's like, but anyway, the point is that Satoshi Nakamoto noticed that. And so he said, we got to create something that holds value, because cash doesn't, because they're going to keep creating it. That's why we got $30 trillion debt right now. Bitcoin, they came up with Bitcoin. Whoever he is, said, okay, let's create something that not only holds value, but we're going to make it scarce with a certain amount that will never change, which is going to make it keep being more valuable and more valuable. Think about, I talked about it before, think about an old school car, old school Chevy. Some of those Chevys now are $150,000, $200,000. You know why? You can't make another one. You cannot make it. You cannot make another one. So the value is built in to keep going up. And then the least, at some point, it'll only be so many on the planet, because people, they get in car accidents, they rust out, all kind of things. So they're only going to keep getting more scarce. That's how Bitcoin was created. That's why it's going to keep getting more scarce. That's why I'm coming every day and talking to you guys this month, because you gotta get a piece of this. But it's in the public domain. You can make money off of the brand. You can make money by investing in it and just holding it. The main thing about it is you do want to hold it. You don't want to sell it, because if you sell it, now it's going to be a taxable event. So now, if say you get it now, I spend $50 now. Over time, that $50 becomes worth $5,000, because that's what's going to happen. All these little small investments that we put in Bitcoin, these are going to be like your little $25 that I'm putting in every day. And by the way, I did invest today. Go check out my stories. I put the receipt in my story. But those little $25, $50 that you're investing in Bitcoin today will literally be $100,000. That $25 will be worth $100,000 one day. Sounds crazy. Trust me, it's created that way. People that invested in 2008, 2009, they said that $1 got you 1,090 Bitcoin in 2008, 2009. That $1, what is Bitcoin? Let's just say it was $100. that $1 would have got you a billion and something for $1 if you held it until today. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And that's just $1. We putting 25s in and 50s every day. This money, you're going to be able to retire with this money. And the reason I say that, it took 16 years to get here, but it's going to compound now. It's going to speed up. It took 16 years to get to 125. It's going to take less than a year to get to 225. You see what I'm saying? So just understand, it was 58,000 last year in August. It gained $70,000 in 1 year. It's different, man. We're dealing with something different. And I want to put my people on. So let's get it, y'all. I can't be here too much longer. But As a Man Thinketh, The Art of War, these books, this book was made in 1910. Now it's in the public domain by Sun Tzu. Tupac used to talk about it. It's in the public domain. You can take The Art of War and say, whoever sees this, whatever your name is, I can say Eric's Art of War and use every single word in the book because the copyright it expired. It expired in 2010. So it's been in the public domain for 15 years because copyrights only last for 100 years. And then the family member or whoever owns the estate can go and reissue the copyright. But most of the time, all the people that even were involved in it are either gone or don't even know or don't even care. So Bitcoin is an open platform. You can take that B. I don't know if you know what the Bitcoin B looks like, but it's a B with the dollar signs through it, and it's orange. That's why when they say orange peel, I got orange peeled. I got orange peeled 2 years ago. And that means that I got turned on to Bitcoin and I really looked into it and I found out what it was about. And I got all freaking like I am now. I've been like this for about 2 years, but I just didn't talk about it much because I wasn't doing podcasts then. And then also it was like I needed to learn a little bit more. I've been looking for some type of leak or some type of breach in this whole system of Bitcoin for a while before I talked about it to other people, because I'm not the type of person to lead you down a road that I wouldn't take. And I'm not leading you. So okay, so disclaimer, this is not financial advice. If you want financial advice, please seek the help of a licensed financial advisor. But yeah, so it's in the public domain. You can literally make money off this now and later. It's one of those things that Satoshi was gracious enough to give us something that we could trade with. We can earn dividends from. We can buy, we can sell, we can trade, we can hold value in it. So take advantage of that. Just know that this is a public domain asset. Most of these other assets, that's why I tell people, you can get in the casino and make money off of all different types of coins. You can't do Bitcoin. It's only time is running out of Bitcoin. And it was created like that. So it could, and one of the reasons you ask, why wouldn't one of these other companies do the same thing? And what the reason is because of the Bitcoin platform that it's on. It's on that BitTorrent, whatever that system is that he used. It can't be. I said this before. Bitcoin has never been hacked. Never. Look for any headline where Bitcoin has been hacked in 16 years. It can't be hacked. And I don't want to say that. I'm going to say this because it's 99.9% unhackable. Unhackable. I just made that word. Unhackable. But yeah, so it's never been hacked. People have been hacked because they put their seed words, made them public, let somebody find them, lost them, went on a platform, used their seed phrase on that platform, and they stole the seed phrase. If you lose your Bitcoin and you forget your seed phrase, it's gone forever. Nobody can bring it back. It was created like that. I talked about it in one of my earlier shows. There are 4 million Bitcoin that are lost forever. 8,000 of them are in a landfill in another state somewhere. It was on the news where the guy had it on his flash drive and he lost his flash drive and he just gave up the search after 3 years trying to get custody of the landfill. He wanted to go in the landfill and dig in all that trash for a hard drive because that $8,000 was worth over $1 billion. 8,000 Bitcoin was worth over $1 billion. So it was worth it. No, it was like worth a lot of money. I'm not trying to do the math, but understand that you are dealing with a platform that is wide open. If you are one of those ambitious people like I am, you can get off of this show, go and create. You can go on ChatGPT and ask AI, how can I make money off of the brand Bitcoin? You can do that. It's an open source platform. It's free to use. He gave it to everybody. And that's what I'm saying. Pay attention to people that give without expecting anything. He just wanted to create a system where we could be sovereign again and own our money. You don't own that cash. Look at that dollar bill that you have in your pocket. It's going to say, what does it say on there? It says, it's a treasury note, and they can always call those back in because they own them. Bitcoin can't be called in. It cannot be called in. It's yours. Now, if it's on one of those exchanges, it's yours and the exchanges. But when you take self-custody of it and you take it off the exchange, which I'm going to have someone who knows how to use, because I'm not proficient in cold storage, but I'm gonna bring somebody on the show that knows about that process, who can do it and not, we could take a sample cold storage wallet and take Bitcoin off the exchange and put it on that wallet. I'm gonna have somebody on that can do that and is well versed in it, so I don't steer anybody wrong. But if it's on an exchange, if it's on Robinhood, if it's on Cash App, if it's on any one of those exchanges, it's yours and theirs. At any moment, you could go to it and it not be there. Now, they may have a good excuse why it's not there, which I don't know, but they could have some type of system failure. They can be hacked. See what I mean? Bitcoin system can't be hacked, but your exchange can. Now, does that make your Bitcoin vulnerable to them? There is a possibility because you don't have it up under a seed phrase. And I'm saying this to myself too, because I have Bitcoin every time that I do one of those buys, because I just did one yesterday. I'm gonna show you. I bought 50 yesterday, and this money is on exchange. So, I mean, this Bitcoin is on an exchange. So I bought 41,000 Satoshis. A Satoshi is there are 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin. 100 million Satoshis make up a Bitcoin. $50 bought me 41,475 Bitcoin yesterday when it was $117,000. We're going to be talking in Satoshis at some point. How many Satoshis do you want for that book? I'll give you 87 Satoshis for that book. Now, as it goes up, that 87 is going to, the value of that 87 is going to go up too. So that book may, perfect example. You want $50, let's say you want $50 for the book. I just spent 41,000 Satoshis. I mean, I just bought 41,000 Satoshis. You may say, give me 40,000 Satoshis for this book. And now that represents $50 today. But a year from now, 41,000 Satoshis may be worth $500. So you paid me $500 for this book. So that's why some people are going to want you to work and they're going to pay you cash, but some people are not going to want cash. They're going to want Bitcoin. They're going to want Satoshis. But that's a whole nother story. My whole thing was I was supposed to be here for 10 minutes. But shout out to y'all for coming on this show and being diligent and making sure that you are a part of this wealth transfer. It's a wealth transfer happening right here in front of your eyes. I said it before, some of those houses on the hill are not CEOs, entertainers, athletes. Some of those are Bitcoin millionaires. First generation. So that can be you. That's going to be you. That's going to be me. Everybody's not going to listen. Everybody's not going to listen. And guess what? Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Some people are going to get caught up in the messenger. He this, he that, he this, he that. Well, if you're a good judge of character, you know I'm not here because I need anything from anybody that's on this live. All I need is respect, and that's pretty much all I can ask for. Everything else is earned. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not asking you for nothing. So, but if some people gonna get caught up in who the messenger is, they're gonna come across this and they're gonna swipe past because it's me. And I mean, I'm so cool with that. I'm so cool with that. But for my tribe and the people who are open source and in the public domain, and shout out to V. Shout out to Veronica. She said, thanks for sharing. Shout out to you. Thanks for engaging. It means a lot to anybody that's doing stuff like this, any creative stuff. That support means a lot, you know. And then you get to a point where you self-sustained and you don't need that support. But in the beginning, it's real valuable, trust me. And then also, I'm one of the type of people that what I'm doing, I used to be nervous when I got on these lives and stuff like that. But once I realized that what I'm doing is way bigger than, and way more important than what I look like or what I sound like, it's bigger than that. And if you worried about what you look like, what you're doing is not big enough because you focused on yourself. And if you focus on yourself, then yeah, you're going to worry about what you look like and how you sound. Because it's self. But when you're doing something for other people and you giving back, you don't care what you show up in, and they don't care. For the most part, the people that care about that, they there for the wrong reason anyway. But some people going to pass over these messages that I'm giving because of the messenger. And that's their loss. But for you, for the disruptors, for the people that say, I'm not satisfied with, I'm grateful, Lord, but I know that there's more for me. Because this only gonna resonate with you if you know that there's a seed planted in you. This is the only way this gonna resonate. You won't even hear me. So I'm not trying to be everything to everybody. It's the chosen few. And so shout out to you, because you have been chosen. You have been chosen. Shout out to Veronica for her support. And anybody else that comes across this and you watching this on the replay, I'm gonna get out of here, but understand that Bitcoin is in the public domain. It is yours. It's yours to store value. It's yours to trade with, to sell, to brand. You can brand it yourself. You can. There's so many ways to do it. You got to be creative. I can't give you that. But whatever you wake up and think about doing that has something to do with Bitcoin, don't worry about nobody coming in and saying you infringed on their copyright. You know, you post music on here and they give you they tag it because people need their just due. Bitcoin was given to us as an open source platform. We can do anything we want to do with it. Last but not least, there is one of the guys who got off into Bitcoin early. Shout out to Da Vinci Jeremy. I shared his video on here, and he is early adopter. In 2012, he was telling people, buy just $1 of Bitcoin. Just buy $1. And not many people listen. But for the people who did, those are the ones that's sitting in those houses on the hill. They didn't listen. But he has a shirt. Reason I'm speaking about Da Vinci Jeremy. He did a shirt that said, I told you so. And the O in told is the Bitcoin B logo. It's pretty dope. It's creative. But you can do that with Bitcoin because it's in the public domain. And some of y'all are real creative, especially like Veronica that just chimed in. She's very creative. She could take this. There's no telling what she could do. She could do a Bitcoin poem. Do a Bitcoin poem. And all the Bitcoin community will take that poem and they'll embrace it because we see the adoption just coming every day. New institutions are investing like a lot of money. I say it last but not least, but I'm gonna get out of here. But 19,600,000 something Bitcoin have already been put out in the world. There's less than a million, no, there's a little over 1 million left that'll be mined. In the next few years, this is going to 100x. 100x. I'm not saying we missed the 1,000x because we didn't, but you more time. And people are it's a show me game. So people need to see. They need hustler things where people hustle and they flexing the cars and all that. I don't have all that to show you. You're gonna really have to trust in what I'm telling you. But trust, but verify. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. Shout out to y'all. This is the DCA challenge. Make sure you go on the Pattern Disruption podcast and subscribe. Even if you don't share, even if you don't like, even if you don't watch, please subscribe. My future grandchildren and great-grandchildren will appreciate that. So, in honor of everybody in this Bitcoin community and everybody that's in hot pursuit of a new quality of life, I'm signing out. I have some work to do, but I want you to make sure that you are dollar cost averaging $5, $10, whatever it takes. Make sure that you continue to do it. I'm drinking coffee that I made in my kitchen, so I won't go to Dunkin' Donuts because that $5 can go to Bitcoin. So I'm signing out, y'all. Keep loving, keep living, and keep disrupting. It's Eric. I'm out. Be blessed. Have a great day. Peace.